with you just a wee short Aesop's fable. You probably have a favorite fable from childhood. Anyone? What about that story about the race between the tortoise and the boy who cried? Whoa. All of those stories we remember, those stories that are actually 2,500 years old. They've been around a long time. Good stories do that.
Some of those are very old and very obscure.
Yes, and they all have that important message or truth for us.
The moral of the story is.
The moral of the story is, and you know, so many of those morals have become a saying. And when I was working in the schools, I found that a lot of these children had not heard the Aesop's fables, and they wouldn't know what you meant when you spouted some of these morals.
Fiddle of the Stepchild.
Yes, this story is called The Ass's Shadow. Once there was a traveler who hired an ass, a donkey, to carry him to a distant part of the country. Now, the owner, the driver, went along with the traveler to lead the animal and to point out the way. The road led across a great plain, a great treeless plain where the sun beat down fiercely. By noon, it was so hot that the traveler decided to rest. He looked about for some shade to rest in, but there wasn't a tree or a shrub in sight. So he sat down in the shade of the ass. Now, the driver, the owner of that ass, well, he was hot also, even more so than the traveler, for he had been walking all this time, and, well, he wanted to sit in that shade also. And he said, you know, I own a share in that, and I want to sit there too. But the traveler said, now, I hired this ass for the entire journey, didn't I? Yes, you did, said the driver. However, you hired the ass, not the shadow. Now, as they stood there fighting and arguing with one another, the ass kicked up his heels and ran away. In quarreling about shadows, we often lose substance. The ass and its shadow.